present Philadelphia Phillies baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
The only constant for the Phillies through the first 35 games has been the anchor in the bullpen. When Papelbon gets the call to close the door, there has been barely a squeak in the process. The proven right-hander continues to prove why he was brought to Philadelphia and continues to turn the key in the ninth, locking out the opposition and locking in W's for his team. The Phillies are coming off a high note from this past weekend as they took 2 of 3 from the San Diego Padres. Now the Houston Astros come to town. It's a very quick 2-game series, a night game tonight and then a day game tomorrow afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with Chris Wheeler. The Phillies, after winning yesterday, they took 2 of 3 from the Padres, can now look ahead to the Astros. And one thing that we haven't really touched on too much because the Phils are under 500 is how good Jonathan Papelbon has been for them.
As advertised, Tom, you know, they felt they signed a quality closer during the offseason, and they certainly have. He has done the job, 10 opportunities for saves, and he's picked up all of them. Yesterday, a 1-2-3 save, got an out on a splitter, another out here. This one was a little bit scary. This ball kind of jumped on a Sunday afternoon. You know, the ball's carrying pretty well, but it died right there in the warning track, and Hunter Pence put it away. Jonathan Papelbon pretty happy about that, and the Phillies, as you said, had won a series here at home. This is what he's done so far. A lot of 10s in there. 10 games, 10 saves. He has 10 strikeouts and 10 innings, just 2 walks. The guy has done a tremendous job, and, you know, not a whole lot of angst for those 6 1-2-3 innings.
I think one of the big angst yesterday is that he looked like he did something to his side or his back. Well, Charlie Manuel said today that he didn't think anything of it, and he said that Papelbon is ready to go tonight against the Houston Astros. All right, the Astros have struggled offensively during the month of May, a lot like the Phillies, but their bullpen, too, has been very good. Not only their closer, Brett Myers, but everybody else as well.
But Brett Myers had really done a good job so far for the Astros. Blew this save yesterday, but Brad Mills said it really was a tough day to go out there and pitch. It had been raining the whole game. He was slipping and sliding, just couldn't get through that 9th inning. They finally went to the 12th, a base hit right here and a walk-off win for the Pirates at PNC Park. So the Astros come in here off a very tough loss yesterday. But overall, the bullpen has been tremendous. They get strikeouts in the bullpen. They don't walk a whole lot of batters, and they have some power arms out there doing a decent job of keeping the ball in the ballpark, especially when you consider they have to play in a very small park in Houston. So that is a strong point for them, Tom. If they have a lead, they can be a problem late in the game.
The earned run average is number 4 in the National League. The batting average against is also number 4 in the National League. So it's game 1 of a 2-game series. The Phils and the Astros. It'll be Joe Blanton, who's pitched well for the Phillies. He'll be ready to make his 7th start of the year. Lucas Harrell, meanwhile, will be on the mound for the 8th time for the Astros. Couple guys in uniforms against their old teams. Brett Myers for the Astros. We might see him later on. And, of course, we'll see Hunter Pence in the starting lineups, which we'll get to when we return, along with the first pitch. Phillies. Rain falling right now as we get set to start this series between the Phils and the Houston Astros. Very quick 2-game set. Let's go over the Astros lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at second base is Jose Altuve. Jordan Schaefer bats second. Jed Lowry third. Carlos Lee is the cleanup batter. Brian Bogusevic, the right fielder, hits fifth. Chris Johnson, sixth. In the right field is Travis Buck. Chris Snyder does the catching tonight. And on the mound is Lucas Harrell. And they'll face Phillies right-hander Joe Blanton, who this year is 3-3 and earned a run average of 3.24. The Wheels making his 7th start of the year, and he's pitched pretty well for the Phillies.
He has, Tom. And you see just 6 walks. That's really been important for him because Joe will give up hits, normally more than hits per innings pitch. He hasn't done that to this point. Here's our scouting report on him, and he has had really good command in a lot of his games. Lifetime against the Astros, just 1-0 with a 3-point earned run average.
Well, the first batter he'll face is Jose Altuve, and he delivers a strike. Altuve, a .323 hitter with 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. He's been one of the better leadoff hitters in the National League. And don't let his size fool you. Hits it hard, just like he did there. Polanco makes a wonderful play on the backhand. And he just robbed Altuve of a double. 1 out here in the first.
Yeah, the way Altuve can run, that's an automatic double. And what a play by Polanco. The pitcher has to appreciate that so much right out of the chute. He's not going to be working out of the stretch with a runner in scoring position because of a great play by a Gold Glove third baseman.
So one quick out, one nifty out. And here comes Jordan Schaefer. Schaefer acquired from the Atlanta Braves last year in the Michael Bourne deal. .250 hitter with a couple home runs, 9 runs batted in. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes.
These guys played a game in the rain yesterday in Pittsburgh. It almost rained the whole game, they said. Just miserable conditions. So they're really hoping they don't have too much of that tonight.
Game went to 12 innings. The Astros, like the Phillies, are winless in extra inning games this year. 2-0 the count to Schaefer. That ball's crushed to center field. Victorino going back to the infield, has some room, makes the catch.
That guy
4
hit
steps from the track.
Yeah, that guy hit his first major league home run in this ballpark, the left center field of Brett Myers in the first game of the season a few years ago. It was a night game, a Sunday night game, and he hit it out to left center field. Well, here are Nissan keys to tonight's game. Well, Big Joe, he has really been pitching well. And the Astros, well, they play great baseball here in this ballpark. 16-10 overall. They're the only National League team with a winning record here.
Well, with 2 outs, here's Jed Lowry, who's playing shortstop for the Astros. They got him from the Red Sox. We're going to say that a lot tonight with the Astros, and we normally do. We're going to say that they got this guy or that guy from this team or that team because they've made so many trades the last couple of years. Lowry is percentage-wise one of the best fielding shortstops in the National League. And his average at .283 with 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Joe's had real good fastball command in a lot of his games. There's Brad Mills. He likes his team. He says he has a good clubhouse. Obviously, he hasn't had a whole lot of success, 1-loss wise. This is his 3rd year of his 3-year contract. But you know, he's got a lot of the players in the clubhouse that he wants now, and he feels good about his team. He knows, you know, they're not a championship team. Probably he didn't say that, but I'm sure he realizes that they're not going to win their division, but they're much more competitive than they've been.
Well, they're 15-19. They commit to tonight's game tied for 4th in the National League. In the National League Central. And they have a lot of young faces. As we mentioned, a lot of faces from other organizations. Except for this guy. Carlos Lee, not a homegrown Houston Astro, but he's been here for some time. And he's their cleanup hitter who has great numbers here in this ballpark. He has 9 home runs and 24 runs batted in 25 games. And that's the way to pitch him, is to not give him a first pitch fastball.
Oh, really? He loves to hit first pitch fastballs. He hit 3 home runs in a game here one night.
1 ball, no strikes the count. That one's on the hands. A looper back towards center field over the head of Galvis. Lowry's on his way to third. And the Astros have first and third with 2 outs.
Carlos Lee, who just said how big and strong he is, and that's a big man's hit because he fought that thing off. Bland made a pretty good pitch on it. Carlos is looking up there too to see where he hit that. He fights it off, pulls his arms in. You know, a normal sized guy breaks his bat or he pops that thing up or hits a weak grounder somewhere. He can hit it 150 feet out there.
So the Astros are threatening here in the first, and Brian Bogusevic, who's been their hottest hitter, 7 for his last 18 with a couple of RBIs, and he takes strike one. It's 0-1. Bogusevic's average at 243. He's hit in 6 consecutive games. Astros as a team are actually +6 in run differential. They've scored 6 more runs than they've allowed. It's kind of odd for a team that's in 4th place in the division. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And that slider inside, 1-2.
Success to Joe Blanton, like a lot of pitchers, but especially Joe. Try to get ahead with his fastball. Then he has good off-speed stuff. That's a really good slider right there. Almost a called strike.
1-2. Another foul.
Little back foot breaking ball, though, and a lot of left-handers will swing at that and swing over it or hit it foul.
Joe lifetime is 76-65, and he has 1 win against the Astros during his career. A little high, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. That 0-2 pitch that the home plate umpire Jerry Lane did not give him has now forced him to work around the strike zone a little bit. Jerry is the crew chief of this 4-man crew. And a step to third and a look to first, which won't be allowed in years to come.
Won't see that starting next year. They're going to take that away.
Well, you might see it, but it'll be called a balk.
Right. If they do it, if someone is in the habit of doing it and they forget, they'll be penalized. And if you do it, that means it's a run.
Ruiz sets up inside, and a swing and a miss. He tied him up with a slider. So Blanton works out a little bit of a jam here in the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Pretty good pitching by Big Joe to get through this first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Astros nothing, Phillies coming up. Let's take a look at Charlie Manuel's lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Juan Pierre bats second. Shane Victorino third, followed by Hunter Pence and Carlos Ruiz. Placido Polanco is the 6-hole hitter. John Mayberry bats seventh. Freddie Galvis eighth. And Joe Blanton, of course, will bat ninth. And they'll face 26-year-old right-hander Lucas Harrell, who is making his 8th start of the year.
First appearance against the Phillies. Guy came over from the White Sox. They got him off waivers last year in the month of July. He is a sinker ball pitcher, has a very high ground ball to fly ball ratio.
Rollins led off yesterday's bottom of the first with his 38th career leadoff home run.
There's our scouting report on him, and his problem is, as you can see by the numbers we put him up, is he probably walks too many people. That think he has decent stuff, but he has a tendency to pick a little bit out there and get behind in the count as he has right out of the chute.
2-0 pitch to Rollins. There's the strike, and it's 2-1. Harrell in the minor leagues was 12 games over 500 at 55 and 43. Not a bad earned run average of 3.65. There's a liner to left field, and it's going to hang up there for the Astros in the first out, so one away. So they'll bring Juan Pierre to the plate. Pierre, a .351 hitter on the year, no homers and 6 runs batted in.
He put a little energy in the club yesterday. He did some things well, as he can do.
He also said after the ball game that where the Phillies are right now, and his thoughts as a veteran player, is okay. Said, I know it's not a 102 win pace, but we're still in pretty good shape. As he hits that one to left, Travis Buck is busy so far.
They got him in the right spot.
Yeah, there are 2 outs.
Those balls are right on the nose, both of them.
So Rollins knows that. So does Juan Pierre. But it's 2 quick outs on 6 pitches.
You can't aim them. But, you know, you hit enough balls hard, and that's one thing they've done this year. A lot of games they haven't hit the ball very hard. You do that enough, you'll be all right.
Here's Victorino. Shane is riding a quick 3-game hitting streak. His average at .259. And he takes a strike at on the outside corner. And he slaps that one to left side, caught by Chris Johnson. So a liner to third follows 2 line drives to left field. A pretty quick first inning for Harrell. Phillies didn't even take their bats off their shoulders, but they hit it hard. We go to the second, and it's a scoreless ball game. App for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Top of the second. Joe Blanton goes back to work, fires a strike to Chris Johnson. Johnson's a .300 hitter with 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. He's had a heck of a month of May. .353 overall. And quickly it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last outing, Joe went 6 2/3. He allowed 4 runs on 5 base hits. He pitched well enough to win. There's no question about that. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Second strikeout, one away. Travis Buck is the hitter. Buck made a couple of plays in the bottom of the first inning on liners from Jimmy Rollins and Juan Pierre, and he did it very quickly. We were starting to talk about Juan Pierre's comments after yesterday's game, and a pretty interesting perspective, huh, Murph?
Yeah, T-Mac, absolutely. You know, he was talking about the Phils start 16-19 after 35 games, and he said, you know, they've become accustomed to winning around here, so there might be, you know, some reason to panic. But he said, I've been on teams where there's been a mediocre start, teams that have done some things and have not gotten off to a good start and gone on to win the World Series. He was referring to the 2003 Florida Marlins, and that team did get off to a rough start and go on to win the World Series. And, Tom, you only have to look back over the past couple of years to see other teams that have done that. I'm thinking about the San Francisco Giants, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Colorado Rockies back in 2007 as well.
Yeah, no, Murphy, I guess what we have to realize that Juan Pierre wants everybody to have a little hope as we get into the middle of May. It's just you know, around these parts, it's been pretty successful to start the season, at least the last couple of years.
Well, unfortunately, around these parts, being in last place wasn't that big a deal for a lot of years. Now, can't believe it.
That's a good thing.
You know, it's a heck of a thing to turn it around. Murph remembers those days.
Oh, I remember those days well with his wheels, as you do. I know, but you know, I guess it is a good thing. Nothing wrong with being accustomed to winning in Philadelphia, and these guys believe that they'll get it rolling and we'll be back right where we were.
All right, well, we appreciate it, Murph. I thought there was something else interesting. Charlie said that, you know, the guys, you know, have to get used to each other, get to know each other, and it'll help when Chase Utley, of course, comes back, and Ryan Howard. But he said there are a lot of new parts that are in this clubhouse, and they still have to gel as a team. And there's something to be said for that, too. 1-1 the count to Schneider. And they get 1 ball and 2 strikes as Blanton paints on the outer edge.
Well, they've always been kind of quiet. There's Ty Wigginton, one of the new guys this year. You know, never been a group that's real loud and boisterous down there. But, yeah, a lot of them are still trying to get to know each other.
Guys like Freddie Galvis enjoying his first year of Major League Baseball, learning a new position, learning a whole new environment. That ball's hit toward the hole, and it'll get past Rollins. So Snyder's aboard with a 2-out single. And it'll bring Lucas Harrell, the pitcher, to the plate. Phillies of the National League East are 6 games back. That's because the Washington Nationals lost yesterday. I guess it was last night by the time the game got done, on a grand slam by Joey Votto, his 3rd home run of the game. And that loss, coupled with a Braves win, moved the Braves into first place. And it meant that the Phillies only gained a half game on first place. Right now, Washington has jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Padres in the bottom of the first down in D.C. First pitch to Harrell's in there for a strike.
This guy is listed as a switch hitter. It's funny when you see it now. Zambrano, that's not funny. He's a real switch hitter. But this looks, he does have 3 hits, though, but it looks like a bail and whale situation. Oh,
there you go. He bailed, he wailed, and he chopped it to Galvis, and he took care of it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Astros here at the top of the second. Freddie Galvis just took care of the opposing pitcher. Hunter Pence will lead it off when we get back. About his rehab and the Utley Foundation benefiting the PSPCA, plus Shane Victorino's memory of the 2008 NLCS versus the Dodgers. And Juan Pierre talks about his unique approach to the game. Don't miss Phillies Clubhouse, presented by Mercedes, tonight at 11 after Sports Night on Comcast Sportsnet. Home half of the second inning just getting started here at Citizens Bank Park. Quick two-game series. The Phillies are trying to finish this homestand at 500. They'd have to win these two games against the Astros, which has not been easy to do since this ballpark opened. It'll be Hunter Pence, Carlos Ruiz, and Placido Polanco.
Yeah, 16-10 the Astros are against the Phillies here, and that includes last season when the Phillies swept them a three-game series right out of the chute after they won that game in the ninth inning.
Well, Hunter Pence will start it off against his former club. Pence, who hit 103 home runs in an Astros uniform before the Phillies acquired him a season ago. He is 2 for his last 23. He had a great night last Sunday night against the Nationals, but since that time he's been pretty cool at the plate.
Yeah, he got handled by the Mets and the Padres, so new team in town. See what he can do here.
He's ahead 1 ball and no strikes. And that's low, 2-0. Talked about Chase Utley's benefit, which took place this past Thursday. Hunter Pence will have his first benefit for his foundation on the 31st of May, 2012. It's the Let's Go Eat Food and Fun Fest. You check out Phillies.com. Look at the community section for more information on that. It's going to be a great event. Squirts that one the opposite way. Altuve gets to it, flips to first, not in time. That'll be a hit for Pence.
Well, that was the key, actually, was to get the ball out of the air, hit it on the ground somewhere. Because all he did in the first inning were hit bullets at people. And he almost gets robbed here. You know, you're going bad if Altuve makes his play and throws you out. And if he throws it to the bag, he's got it. Because he made a tremendous first part of the play, but then he couldn't complete the second part.
Slid a long way.
Yeah, it's a little wet out there.
So a leadoff hit, the first hit for the Phillies. And here's Carlos Ruiz. First time tonight that Harrell goes to the stretch and he delivers a strike. It's 0-1.
76 ground balls, 35 fly balls. 2.17 ground ball fly ball ratio. So when you see something like that, you know the double play is always a possibility.
To the count.
Sinker is supposed to be maxed out at 92 to 93, and basically that's where he's been so far.
Carlos hits it back toward the middle. Altuve has the easy double play. That is an easy one right there. 4-3 double play. And now 2 outs here in the second. So 5 outs on 15 pitches. The ball was hit right toward the bag. Hunter couldn't even get to the bag to break up the double play.
No shot.
Here's Polanco. Holly is 1 hit away from reaching 2,000 for his career.
Boy, he hit 2 balls hard in that San Diego series and got picked on both of them.
That one off his foot. There are 267 players who have reached 2,000 hits in their career. So Polanco would be number 268 when he does do it. He'll also become the 17th active player to reach that milestone. Derek Jeter leads all active players with over 3,100 hits and counting. Again off his foot.
Oh boy, these sinker ballers can do that to hitters too, and they're just going to keep coming right back in there with that thing. His ball looks heavy. Didn't in the first inning. This inning he's really got it down where it's sinking heavy. And here he goes, hits it Right off his foot again.
One ball, 2 strikes the count. Down and away, 2-2.
Oh no.
That's amazing. He's laughing at least. I think that may have been in a different spot. I hope it was.
Gotta be kidding. That was off the heel.
Ankle.
Yeah, heel or ankle area. Gee.
Good luck at McDonald's. Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Michelle Jones of Pine Hill. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, Michelle will win $100.
Well, he's saying, all right, go ahead, throw me a slider. Go ahead, breaking ball away. Something so that I don't beat another sinker off my feet. I knew it was going to be a problem to get to 2,000. I think it'd be this stuff. Now you got to take a physical beating to get there. He threw him another one. He doesn't want to swing at it.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Rod Barajas' home run has helped the Pirates to a 2-1 lead over Miami in the top of the second. And the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk.
The heck of an at bat.
That'll bring John Mayberry Jr. to the plate. John is 7 for 22 on this homestand. It's raised his average to 235, which is a pretty big feat considering where it was.
Outfielders really play deep. A lot of room out there for a dunker. You can see his pan across the outfield.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Fought that one off and it goes foul. He may have broken his bat. He did.
See what they were talking about, that this guy, as Tom said, John Mayberry has to go get some new lumber. This Harrell has a really good arm. The ball has tremendous sinking movement, and it's a heavy, hard sinker. I guess he just doesn't throw enough strikes to be as effective as you want him to be. But with that pitch, you're going to hit the top of the ball. Can't help it.
Well, his quote after his last start, he said, "I'm 1 or 2 pitches away from turning the corner and having a good start." He hasn't had a good start since his first one. Well, in 2012 when he went 7 innings.
Well, that sinker's so hard that you can see if he elevates it, they can really nail it. And maybe that's what they were doing in the first inning.
0-2 the count to Mayberry. And he fouls that one off his leg, and it remains 0-2. Back down to Washington, where the Padres have tied up the Nationals. Under Alonso, a double and a run scored. Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. First strikeout for Harrell. Phillies leave one over at first. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We're through 2. Go to the 3rd. Astros nothing, Phillies nothing. The Phillies.com wheels. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Have you ever tried to do that?
What's that?
Put your answer on the subject line?
No, I just wait for you.
All right, name the only Astro player to make the 2011 All-Star game. The only Astro to make the 2011 All-Star game. Answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Got Carlos Lee, pretty good player.
Yep.
Brett Myers.
Obviously, they aren't the answers. Thank you for the elimination factor.
Here's Jose Altuve to lead off here in the 3rd.
I know your pattern. You would never throw out the answer that easily.
Altuve hit a hot shot over to 3rd. Polanco made a great grab to start the game. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Altuve was listed as 5'7" when he was going through the farm system for the Astros. As it turns out, he's not 5'7". He's 5'5". And as he has said time and again, he's okay with it because he's been that way his whole life.
It's like Freddie Patek used to play in the big leagues at about 5'4", 5'5". Little infielder, Pittsburgh, Kansas City.
This guy's got a little more pop, right, than Freddie Patek?
Yeah. Have to look up how many home runs Freddie Patek hit. I don't think he would hit a whole lot of them, but he was a nice little extra man, infielder.
And a called strike 3 right down the chute. Little extra movement. 3rd strikeout for Blanton. And Jordan Schaefer will be the batter. Hey, this Friday and Sunday there are limited seats available for the Phillies matchup against the Red Sox. If you want to go to Phillies.com, you can pick up some tickets for Friday night at 7:05, Sunday at 1:35. Sunday, all fans 14 and under will receive the W.B. Mason collectible truck. Red Sox are struggling a little bit, but they're always a pretty big draw when they come to Philadelphia or anywhere when they hit the road.
Yeah, they finally won some home games against Cleveland over the weekend. They had really been struggling at Fenway.
Jordan Schaefer fly to center his first time up.
They're a team with a winning record in this ballpark. Don't know what it is, but they seem like they always come in here and win 2 out of 3. So good year to change that.
One ball, 1 strike to count to Schaefer. And he bunts toward the left of the mound. Nice play by Blanton to get back to it, and he fired it over to first.
Yeah, and also not to skid when he threw it because it's getting a little bit wet out there. It's not raining hard, but just a little bit of a light rain, just enough to make the grass a little slippery. And Joe does a good job of getting under control. Schaefer can run, so he's trying to bunt for a base hit. Good job, plant, throw, get rid of it.
So 2 outs. Blanton's allowed just the 2 hits tonight, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. And now Jed Lowry will be the batter. Lowry walked his first time up and was left over at 3rd as that first inning moved on. Boy, that ball has really good late movement on it tonight. That cutter.
He's throwing a cutter and a little bit of comeback sinker too that he threw for the strikeout. And the slider that he's been throwing, that little back foot slider that he finally got the strikeout on in the first inning, has also been good. But the key to get the fastball over early. Then you can throw something like that, a breaking ball. Maybe they'll chase it, swing over it. No, he's throwing his curveball tonight.
Ball was just a little high, that changeup, and it's 2-1. I think you're right. I don't think he's thrown it at all tonight.
Yeah, he's thrown cutter, slider, fastball.
That ball's hit to right center field. Playable for Pence or Victorino. Both are there, and it's Victorino who makes the call and the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Blanton. So Blanton's retired 4 in a row. He's allowed 2 hits through 3. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score between the Astros and the Phillies. Real deals, big inventory now at your Honda dealer. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Home half of the third. Freddie Galvis, the number 8 hitter, will start it off. He shows bunt, bunts it toward third. Johnson was creeping in, so this will be an easy play. And 1 out for Joe Blanton.
This guy's hardly working up a sweat right now.
28 pitches, and he has 1 out in the third. Joe will take some pitches.
I don't know. He may not want to beat one off his foot like some of these guys have been doing.
That's a good point.
You see that grip that he has, that 2-seam fastball that he's throwing, and you know that one was up a little bit, but he got the called strike on it. Boy, he's a quick worker too. They're going to need to step out a little bit, slow him down.
I think part of that's too the lack of pitches that he's thrown. He's kind of gotten into a rhythm.
Yeah, well, you can just tell he likes to get it and throw it. I mean, look, he's right back on the rubber. Got the sign. Here he goes.
2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Mentioned that during his minor league career, he was 55-43. When the White Sox let him go, he actually had pretty good numbers in the minors last year. I guess it was more roster space than anything else. And the Astros picked him up. And he gets Blanton on strike. Second strikeout for him. 2 away. And now the top of the order is up, so they'll see him for a second time.
Well, he's throwing sinker, slider, a couple changeups, but for the most part, he's as advertised. He's going to throw a lot of sinking fastballs.
So Rollins lined out to buck his first time up. And he takes the first strike, and it's 0-1. This is Jimmy's 16th game as the leadoff batter for the Phillies. If you're wondering about numbers, he's hitting .246 as the leadoff hitter with a .300 on base percentage. Not quite where he would like it to be. Rolls that one toward the middle, knocked down by Harrell. And it turns out to be an easy play and an easy inning. Well, the Fanatic was well prepared for tonight's ball game. Were you? We go to the 4th in a scoreless game. Offers free same-day delivery in most areas. Just call by 11:30 and they deliver by 5. Who but WB Mason. We go to the top of the 4th. The rain continues to fall. Very light rain. Looks like the fans are just enjoying the atmosphere tonight. Carlos Lee will lead it off against Blanton. He takes off the outside corner. And it's 1-0. See some of those ponchos going on behind the plate. That ball is a missile. Whether it's fair or foul, I don't know. It's a foul ball. Holy cow.
Well, you know, he loves to hit in this ballpark. Likes to hit against Phillies pitching in particularly.
Ball went out near the Harry the K statue.
This guy can hit the ball a long way. I mean, can't be surprised at that guy weighing close to almost what, 250, 260?
It looked like Joe was comfortable that it was foul.
Oh, boy. Well, you knew it was gone, and just a matter of whether or not it was foul or not.
1-2 pitch. There they go with a breaking pitch, and it's 2-2. All right, does this surprise you? Lee against the Phillies, or actually against everybody in the National League, 280 average and a 402 slugging percentage against fastballs. There you see right there. And then the breaking balls, his average is much different. That shouldn't surprise you, right?
No, because he's a good hitter. You're going to look for that fastball. For me, a little bit more than you would the breaking ball. The good breaking ball, very difficult pitch to be able to hit.
Another line drive. This one toward left, and Pierre will play it on a hop. It'll just be a long single.
Well, that's just classic hitting. I mean, he never stayed off of the fastball, and he got it. Just last year, too, on that 6-year deal, he signed $100 million. And don't know if he'll be back there, I wouldn't think, because they're kind of changing the guards there with the Astros, if you will. Getting a lot younger. A little bit more speed, a little bit more athletic.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for their front office, but I would think they're going to try to trade him this year in the last year of his deal.
Well, if he can get hot, you know, he's the type of ball player that can help out an American League team, first base, DHing. And he is a professional hitter. Again, staying on the fastball and adjusting to the breaking ball.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Bo Gusevnik. He struck out his last time up. He came with runners on first and third. That one's to left field. Playable for Pierre. Lee tagging from first. Well, he knows Juan's arm, so I guess he figures that even he could get to second.
That's great base running. Well, again, the coach can tell you to tag up, but everybody knows, looks at the different reports, and it will tell good arm, bad arm, whether or not you can run on them. And the ball is deep on Juan Pierre. They're going to go just about 99% of the time. You see he's backing up, too, to get that. And Carlos Lee, give him credit, already read it, even though he needs to get that big body down.
Now he's in scoring position. And Chris Johnson, who struck out his first time up, is the hitter. 0-1 the count.
Those are little plays. Don't show up in the box scores the next day. But those are those little things that make your ball club win, especially, you know, if you're a ball club that's kind of struggling for runs, even though I think they're about third in the league, I would think.
Well, the last 9 games, they're a 197. They have a 197 team batting average. So although they had a good first month offensively, they haven't had a great second month offensively. But somehow they've managed to go 5-5 during that stretch.
Yeah, and then, you know, early on, not being able to score runs. Once you start scoring them and you score them easy, or early, I should say, makes it easier during the rest of the season. As long as you're able to pick up a few here or there, it's not like when they go out there you feel, oh, I got to get this guy in, which I think a lot of the hitters with the fighting fields are doing.
Well, and as we look at the way this team is constructed, this Astros team is constructed right now, it's their last year in the National League. They're going to go to the American League after this year. They may even have to change with the thoughts of going to the American League. They may have to change the lineup even more. I mean, talk about this being the last year for Lee. He'd be an ideal designated hitter.
Well, you know, looking at it that way, you're absolutely right. Not going to find a better hitter. He's already used to his teammates, so he doesn't have to learn them. And you need a power hitter in your lineup, and he fits the bill.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Chris Johnson with 1 out here in the 4th inning. And he fouls it away and stays alive. I think the only problem is how much would somebody like Lee command, and budget is important for a number of teams. The Astros have changed ownership. Jim Crane is the new owner of the Astros.
Well, I guess it really would depend on whether or not you need a professional hitter in your lineup or not. Carlos Lee is always driven in a lot of runs, always close to 100. Very steady. And also a player that really can hit the breaking ball. Those guys that can hit the breaking ball and stay on the fastball, you got a pretty good hitter.
Down the right field line, slicing foul, fortunately. It's a heck of a battle going on right now between Johnson and Joe Blanton. Look at this slice, Sarge.
Yeah, well, you know, when that right-hander hits the ball, it's going to start slicing. Just the spin of the ball, it makes it go that way.
Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the curve from Blanton. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. The Mets have jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Brewers. That game's in the bottom of the 2nd. They're up at Citi Field. Daniel Murphy, the RBI. Mets are in 3rd place, 2.5 games behind the Braves. Got him. 2nd time tonight he's got him on strikes. That is one heck of a battle won by Blanton. It's an 8-pitch at bat. 4th strikeout for Joe.
That sinking ball sinking as he gets it out of that hitting zone. Looks like he might have took a little bit off of that. It's always that little mouse and cat game in terms of hitting on what you're going to get, what pitch.
Well, now with 2 outs, here's Travis Buck. Buck is playing left field for J.D. Martinez. He was the starting left fielder when the season began. Got off to a pretty good start, but Martinez is 1 for his last 35.
Wow.
So they're going to take him out of the 3-hole, give him tonight off. They've actually given him 4 games off in the last 5 days. That's why Buck's out there and left.
Now, he's going to be a good player, too, though, this Martinez. He led the club in home runs and RBIs last year.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And, you know, we've talked about that, too, though. When you come up, some of the first-year players, second-year players, very difficult to duplicate your season in terms of being able to hit maybe 280, 20, driving in and 80 runs or so.
Curve ball hit hard right at the second baseman. Galvis bobbles a couple of times, but throws him out. He had the presence of mind to know where it was after a couple of keeps. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 4th. triple play provider of your Philadelphia Phillies. By McDonald's, get a large sweet tea for $1. And by Dodge, visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Bottom of the fourth inning, not a whole lot of offense tonight for either team. It's a credit to the guys that are pitching. Joe Blanton for the Phillies, Lucas Harrell for the Astros. It's that kind of night. Keep covered up. It's a good thing the Phillies gave out the Liberty Bell caps tonight. Tonight is sponsored by Teva. It's Teva Respiratory Asthma Awareness Night here at the ballpark. As Juan Pierre takes a high strike, and it's 0-1.
These are the type of games you really like to try and get out and score early as you can, just in case that rain comes down. Like to have that lead going into the 6th inning or so.
I think these are two teams that would just like to score.
Well, I mean, you got a real good point on that, but get a lot of sensitive people around the ballpark, and they figure that player-wise, talking about that, they're going to turn it around sooner or later. Charlie taking a look at Hunter Pence as maybe he's trying to get some new bats.
Pierre fouls it away. It remains 1-2. Hunter got the infield hit his first time up. Hopefully that'll loosen him up a little bit and lead to a pretty good stretch. Pierre to left field. And Travis Buck will track it down for the first out. So with one away, Shane Victorino will be the batter. Live from Citizens Bank Park. Game 1 of a 2-game series with the Astros. It's the Phillies in Houston. Last time the Astros will come into this ballpark as a National League team. Along with the Sarge, Gary Matthews, I'm Tom McCarthy. Phillies are trying to win these next 2 to finish this part of this homestand at 500. Victorino takes inside, 1-0.
Well, the good thing is, though, a lot more games they got to play in the East. So, with everything being equal, playing the whatever team ahead of you head to head, that's the time you got to pick up some wins.
We have a contact issue, Sarge. I know you have eagle eyes. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, I haven't been, don't wear glasses at this particular time.
Dorito tried to check. I don't know if his body held up. They appealed. No swing, says Dan Bellino. 2-2 the count.
Difficult pitch to hold up on, especially when you have that 2 strikes. When you first look at that pitch, you think it's a fastball, and then it darts down.
Ground ball to shortstop. Lowry keeps his glove down and throws out Victorino. Hunter Pence will bat with 2 outs. Hey, a reminder, tomorrow the Phillies and the Astros will wrap up this 2-game series with a Citizens Bank Business Person Special and a Model Sporting Goods Senior Stroll the Bases after the game. Tickets are available for that game by going to Phillies.com.
I think you kind of like reading that. Model strolling the bases, seniors strolling the bases.
Folks have a good time when they get out there.
So is it a trot or just kind of taking your time? And
I think it all depends on your style. You want to trot? Make it a slow trot. Charlie O'Gara, our cameraman behind home plate, he might be out there after the game tomorrow, right, Charlie?
Strolling those bases.
1-2 the count.
The curveball kind of drawing the. Oh, when that ball hits you there in that in your face, you can just see. Now take a look at it. Now one thing they tell you to do is keep that head down, and boy, that'll take the cobwebs out right there. That's not fun anytime.
Well, Chris Snyder's been back there a long time. Played with the Pirates, The Arizona Diamondbacks now with the Astros.
You can see how long that guard is, and that's just to protect that throat area. Well, he likes that fastball that's up and in. That's one of the pitches he wants to try and be maybe a little bit more disciplined. But as long as you swing at that pitch up there, pitchers will throw them that same way.
Now time is called. Snyder's going to go out and talk to Harrell.
I'm sure he wants to throw a high fastball. He asked for a slider, putting down number 3. Then he asked for the curveball, number 2. He didn't want to throw either one of those, so I'm thinking he wants that high fastball maybe out of the zone. Let's see who wins out, pitcher or the catcher.
Who does usually win out?
Well, the guy that's throwing the ball, pitcher. He knows what he wants to throw.
Well, there's the breaking pitch. So whoever called for the curveball, well, they won out, and it was the right decision. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies. 7 in a row retired by Harrell. On to the 5th we go here in Philadelphia. Post-game reactions of the Sixers Game 2 Eastern Conference semifinal against the Celtics. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night. Presented by Toyota. Tonight at 10 only on Comcast Sportsnet. Halftime, Celtics up by 2, 38-36. Celtics somehow pulled out Game 1. Their defense down the end of the ball game was really good.
Yeah, it was Garnett shooting the ball as well as he's shot it in a long time.
That is a low-scoring first half. Mike Buckholder, the head groundskeeper here in Philadelphia, having a chat with Jerry Lane. I think Mike just said, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or that's fine.
I usually always see him up here, but during the rain,
Snyder will lead it off for the Astros. And he takes a breaking ball. Grounds crew was coming out just to take care of the home plate area. I think they were looking to take care of something on the mound, but I think Joe said he was fine. It has not really been overly slick, but the rain has picked up somewhat.
Yeah, pretty steady, but not really coming down hard enough to stop play. Good pitch.
It was really raining yesterday in Cincinnati. I don't know if you saw the Joey Votto grand slam against the Nationals.
I had talked with Dusty about that during the game. He had actually called, said they were in a rain delay.
He called you during the delay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, during the delay. Couldn't call me during the game.
I was just saying that's friendship if he was calling you during the game.
Oh, no, it doesn't work like that. But he said they didn't know if they were going to get it in because it was raining so hard. So, Bottle, he's starting to heat up a little bit.
3-home run game yesterday. That ball is cracked towards second base. Galvis will throw out Snyder. He could have walked it over there. And one away. Now to the out-of-town scoreboard we go. And Bryce Harper has hit his first major league home run. He did not have a particularly good game yesterday, but his first major league home run has given the Nationals a 4-1 lead at the bottom of the third.
I tell you, you're going to be hearing about this kid a long time, providing obviously injuries. He's just got too much. When you look at the plate, the way he hits at the plate, just too much great mechanics that he has. You know, not coming off the ball, so you can tell that at an early age, he was taught the right way to play. God-given talent now, being able to have hand-eye coordination to catch up to that fastball. But he's fearless.
Well, he's also got to be a little careful of his own bats. Did you see what he did out in the last road trip with Washington? Got mad at himself, slammed a bat against the wall, which he apparently does quite often. It shot back up and gave him 10 stitches.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, if you want to come see Bryce Harper and those Nationals, Monday, May 21st, the start of a 3-game series here at the ballpark. Tuesday, the 22nd, is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. Tickets are going quickly for that 3-game series. There are some left, though, if you want to go to Phillies.com to make your purchase. 2 down. Jose Altuve is the hitter. He's 0 for 2. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Altuve.
I often wondered at times why players do that. And one of the things I never did was just take my bat and just start pounding on it. To tell some of my guys there in Milwaukee, you want to let me know how upset you are. Put the bat down. Just keep running into the pole there until you get it. Just keep knocking your head on that pole.
Chin music for Altuve.
Another one of the smaller second basemen, but really playing with a big heart. That tests you, though.
They go away, and it's a roller to third. Polanco goes over to first. The 1-2-3 fifth inning for Joe Black. Second 1-2-3 inning of the night for Joe. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Carlos Ruiz, Placido Polanco, and John Mayberry for the Phils. Four hits combined. It'll be Carlos Ruiz, Placido Polanco, and John Mayberry. 5, 6, and 7 for the Phillies. The rain is falling here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies looking to get a little offense together against Lucas Harrell. You know, we talked about the Phillies at 16 and 19 coming in. The Astros are at 15 and 19. as Ruiz comes up to the plate. It's kind of interesting. You don't normally, Murph, see the Phillies and the Astros in the same line, at least recently, record-wise.
No, it's not something that Phillies fans want to get accustomed to seeing, but the struggles of the Houston Astros over the past couple of years have really started from the beginning of the season. They've been down in April and down in May, losing months. In fact, out of the 7 months in question over the last 4 years, not a winning month among them, as Carlos Ruiz hit by that pitch. You take a look at the numbers right there, 9-14 in April this year, and you go back over the years, not a winning record in April or May for the Houston Astros. Certainly not something the Phils are hoping becomes accustomed to them, but it certainly has been a struggle for Houston.
And I think it tells you, too, about what the situation has been down in Houston, how they've had stars like Hunter Pence, Carlos Lee, Michael Bourne, guys like that, but they haven't collectively been able to put it all together. And that's why they're building from the ground up to try to go into the American League next year and really start from scratch in a lot of ways.
I think you have to be able to do that, and then you go on and you kind of add on, to go out and get a lot of free agents. First of all, you got to have players that want to come there. Other than that, you're overpaying for some talent that normally you wouldn't have to pay as much.
Polanco hits it back to the box. Could be they're just going to get one. Lowry made sure he got one and then tried to get out of the way of Carlos Ruiz. So one away.
Carlos going in pretty hard.
There's Brett Myers, who the Astros signed to a free agent deal.
It's a little different look.
And now he's the closer after a couple of years of being a starter for them.
Well, I tell you, though, you got to admire something like that. Be a starter and then be a closer. Dennis Eckersley, one of my ex-teammates, was able to do that, make that transition. And, I mean, made it to a Hall of Fame career is what he did.
Well, they said he's been really good this year, too. In fact, there's one blown save yesterday with the rain falling in Pittsburgh. John Mayberry takes up and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
When you start throwing those balls up and in, you really get the attention of the hitter. Makes it a little more difficult for him to hit that ball on the outside part.
Fights that one off back toward the middle. Lowry can't get it out of his glove. Goes to first, not in time. I think he got a little casual with the initial try, and it cost him.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to flip the ball, kind of got stuck a little bit, and then he tried to really go in and hand it to him. No, we talked about it. Know what you want to do with the ball before you get it. Now, here he is. You can see how he's just getting, well, he just lost the handle on it. Is what he did, not looking at it all the way, and then he loses the handle on it again. By then, Mayberry able to beat the ball out.
Well, he's only made 2 errors this year. That's not an error. No, they are going to score that an error. My bad. So it's his 3rd error of the season. And coming into tonight's game, he had the best fielding percentage of any shortstop in the National League. So now the Phillies have something cooking. 1st and 2nd. With 1 out. Freddie Galvis grounded out his first time up on a bunt. Takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Galvis lines one to center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Rounding third, heading for home is Polanco. Mayberry to third. RBI single for Galvis, and the Phils strike first.
I got to tell you, this kid is starting to have better and better at bats. Say what you want about him. Starting to get a lot more confidence. That's a ball being hit with a lot of authority. Line drive as he gets on top of this heater there. Knowing what he wanted to do with it. I mean, just drove it in there. Polanco coming in to score. Good base running there. Mayberry all the way to third. Another situation. See whether or not Blanton will be bunting or whether or not he'll be hitting.
I think they'll try to bunt Galvis into scoring position with one out and then give Rollins a chance to maybe drive in a couple.
Well, Joe, too, and it looks like because he's coming up on the bat, he will be bunting.
And he bunts it toward first. That's a good bunt. And Harrell will flip to Altuve covering.
It's a great bunt.
So the sacrifice is 1-4. Second and third for J-Roll.
You're probably sitting at home thinking maybe Mayberry could have scored. But the fact of the matter is, again, judgment plays. I mean, as a base runner, you're the one that's got to be able to take the chance. So if you're reading it, that time he may have because he never got a look. So he could have maybe scooted on in. Easier, though, said than done.
Rollins takes slow. I have to admit, after the bunt was laid down and the pitcher turned his back to the plate, I thought that. I looked down to see where he was.
That's why, again, that safety squeeze, although you did have Carlos there to be able to, which was looking at the runner that could have said something, but, you know, could have been maybe a bang-bang play.
2-0 the count to Rollins.
Situations are always big. See whether or not he can come up with that two-out clutch base hit. Runners on base, boy. Pitchers, no matter usually which ones, always a little bit different.
I think they're going to put J-Roll on now.
Yep.
With the count 3-0. They will. So the bases will be loaded for Pierre. Ball nearly got away too. Well, a great way to follow your favorite Phillies player and also donate to a great cause is the Phillies Charities Pledge Program. Your donation will go to one of 4 Phillies Charities Incorporated beneficiaries that you choose. Select a Phillies player and pledge donation amounts on their stats, such as home runs, RBIs, and wins. For more information or to participate, visit Phillies.com/pledge. And to find out more about what the Phillies players are doing in the community, you can also go to Phillies.com. Juan Pierre takes outside. We talked about Hunter Pence's program. His event that will take place on May 31st of this year. The Let's Go Eat Food and Fun Fest. You can find out about that, find out about Shane Victorino's events and everybody else's. 1-1 the count to Pierre. No grand slams, but certainly some production with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's because most of the time, he's swinging just to try and get that base hit.
To the right side, nobody's covering first, but Leo flipped to second. And Rollins is forced. The Phillies score 1. They leave 3. So they strike first here at the bottom of the 5th. So we go to the 6th inning. Phillies are on the board. They're up 1-0. somewhere around the plate. The Phillies catcher has stepped up with his bat to start the month of May and has delivered in key spots. When Carlos Ruiz isn't swinging the bat, he is behind the dish, taking down would-be base stealers one after another, limiting Phillies opponents on the base paths. No matter the situation, Chooch always has a way to find the plate. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, the star tonight is Freddie Galvis with his RBI single. Freddie's RBI single gives him 14 on the year, which is third on the team. It's second among National League rookies. So as we start the sixth, it's the Phillies 1, the Astros nothing. Jordan Schaefer, Jed Lowry, Carlos Lee. Joe Blanton throws a changeup right out of the chute to Schaefer, and it's 0-1. Polanco's in on the grass at third. A looper to center. Here comes Victorino. Sliding catch. That looked comfortable. Actually looked like a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, actually he took one step back. That's what that speed will do. It'll make you make up for mistakes as he ran in. Nice little slide, keeping the ball in front of him. There he comes in right there at the side there, sliding. Making sure he looks that ball right in his glove there, as you can see that. Always smiling, laughing.
Jed Lowry walked his first time up, fly to center his last time. And he takes at the knees for strike one. Got him. Boy, he threw three really good pitches to him, including that last changeup. And there are 2 outs.
Softer and softer.
5 strikeouts now for Glenn.
Well, he's a player, though, too. Playing on teams that you just know that you may not be able to win. Take a look at that changeup. You could tell by the grip, and not only that, look at the movement he had as that ball was going away from that hitter. Surprised he wasn't sitting on that curve ball. As if to say, throw that one more time.
Or as if to say to the umpire, that wasn't a strike. Slider there, that's 1-1.
A lot of confidence when he's hitting. Well, these guys lost, though, 106 ball games last year. That's a long, they're booking that single, but that makes it a long year. 106 games, and that's making a little bit of an adjustment on his part. He knows that he wasn't going to come in fastball with the way that he had been swinging. So what does he do? He stays out throughout the middle, looking soft, and gets himself a base hit.
Let's go back to that, Sarge. 106 losses. And, you know, that's.
Woo.
I don't know how you can keep it going.
Well, you keep it going by saying, I'm going out to at least get me a couple a day. You already know you're going to lose. So you're just saying and trying to make sure that, again, that you're doing whatever you can to make the club win. But with all that being said, you got to go out and perform, especially 3, 4, 5. You got to make sure you get 2, 3 hits, you know, there again. It's a lot of losses to have over the course of a year. 106 ball games.
Outside, 2-0 to Bogusevic. down the left field line, and it slices out of play. Wow, that ball traveled a lot farther than I thought.
Oh boy, it is kind of carrying a little bit. Flags look dead. Joe's shooting for this shutdown inning here to keep the momentum on his side.
Wheels is open for the shutdown inning too. Just soak it in the atmosphere up in the main press box.
So that's where he goes.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want to disturb anybody in the office.
Innings. Oh boy, picture's 1,000 words.
2-2 the count.
He's got that off-speed pitch really working pretty good tonight. Just not having to throw that fastball, but more importantly, getting some good movement.
Nearly had him fishing for it there. So 3-2 the count. Mayberry will play behind Carlos Lee at first because he's going to take off with this pitch.
You always go up like he did. Remind the pitcher, hey, I'm playing behind them.
Mayberry's about 2 or 3 steps behind Lee. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Blew it right on by him. He may have been thinking changeup. He had thrown him so many. And then he snuck the fastball by him for his 6th strikeout of the night. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. And Big Joe is dealing so far tonight as he'll take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th. Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. By AT&T. Rethink possible. And by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. 1-0. Phil's on top. They only have 2 hits, but Joe Blanton has been able to make it stand up. He's allowed just 4 through 6. Victorino, Pence, and Carlos Ruiz. Shane swings at the first pitch, sends it to center field. Schaefer got turned around, and it's over his head. Victorino around second, heading to third, and he's going to get there standing. Second triple of the year for Victorino.
But say what you want about Victorino, another one of those triples, and you end up getting that one as it goes right over the stretch glove there of Schaefer. You get that triple starting right from home plate, and he made it there with no problem. He's safe at third base, safe and secure, with New York Life.
Well, he's now reached safely in 30 of 36 games this year.
Oh, that's good. I mean, and he's going to get a little bit hotter before it's all said and done.
And now the infield is in for Pence. And this is what he talked about the other night, is getting that run home from third with less than 2 outs.
Just got to remember, pressure is on the pitcher, not the hitter. Pitcher's the one that's got to throw quality strikes.
The 0-1. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
He hits it like he can. It's got to be right at the fielder in order for the ball to be caught. He hits the ball just too hard for them to maybe dive and catch a ball.
Fly ball, shallow right. Altuve is out there, and he makes the catch. Certainly not deep enough for Victorino to score.
Oh, boy. No, you're right about that. Well, he took that first fastball away. That one appeared to be inside, and it jammed him a little. I take it back. That's just a hittable pitch. He just didn't really square that ball up. Wasn't in. Just a little more frustrations, and that's what we talked about. I mean, you like to have a lot of those situations, so when you're able to go through it, it becomes easy, as opposed right now, because you know how the situation is. It looms big because you're not scoring runs.
Well, now Ruiz with the infield in again. And Carlos lines it to left center field. Nice, easy swing. Victorino will post home. 2-0 Phillies. Well, talking about not doing too much or trying to do too much. That's exactly what Ruiz just did there. 23rd RBI. He leads all National League catchers in that category.
He's just so short and quick to the ball. Besides that, I mean, the confidence that he's shown, not just now, for me, since spring training, he's been smoking that ball as he drives that ball up for another RBI. That'll put smiles on your face all the time.
Two guys from Panama there, Carlos Ruiz and Carlos Lee. Doug Broquel is out to the mound to talk to Lucas Harrell. So Placido Polanco is going to dig in. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph, what's your update on the weather tonight?
Well, I was just talking to Mike Buchholder, of course, the head groundskeeper here at Citizens Bank Park, about the weather. The good news is, it is raining and it seems to be relatively steady, but it's not going to get any worse, at least during the projected game time. So the guys are going to just go out in between innings and work on the field as they always do and keep it neat and clean, and we should be able to get this entire game in, hopefully in 9 innings. All right,
we appreciate it, Murph. We should get you one of those green screens with a big map, and you could do a little report on that.
I would enjoy that.
0-1 the count to Placido Polanco. And Polanco hits it softly to shortstop. Lowry will get 1 at second. That's all they'll get.
Now, when it rains through, the one thing you have to do, make sure those cleats are clear of the mud so you don't slip.
Well, this is the report we were given earlier that there would be showers throughout the night. The ground crew's done a great job with this field. I mean, we said it doesn't look slick. A lot of times, when there's rain during a game, places around the infield kind of puddle up, but it looks very good. And it hasn't been a factor whatsoever.
Yeah, we haven't had, well, maybe at second base, they got a little of that diamond dust.
John Mayberry is 0 for 2. Jerry Lane asked for time, and everybody around the plate was wondering why. We're ready to go.
And it does not feel good when you hit a ball off your leg, off your foot. One of the pitchers that was notorious for throwing balls like that was Greg Maddux, and then what he would do, come right back again in the same spot to see whether or not you would actually swing at that. Get that more so with sinker bowlers.
We tried the sinker again, but it was low. 2-1 to Mayberry. There goes Polanco, and that ball is a bullet deep to left field, and it's going to be off the wall. Polanco running all the way. Will stop at third. Mayberry to second. At second and third with 2 outs.
That was a bullet. Get that ball up just a tad. Ball's out of the ballpark. He's hitting those line drives. Almost hitting that ball right through the wall. Take a look at it. Fastball right out over the plate. Up to the task as he drives that ball. Drives it hard. Automatic double just about when that ball goes off the wall.
Well, Brad Mills is not going to allow Harrell to face Freddie Galvis. He's going to go to the bullpen. It looked like Mills was asking for a right-hander. Freddie was looking just because he wanted to see if he had to switch his helmet and put a different one on. So we've got an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. Lucas Harrell is done. The Phillies have scored 2. They have 2 at scoring position. We've got a new pitcher coming in, and he is hustling. We'll tell you about him when we get back. So we go to the bullpen for the Astros. Lucas Harrell is not all that pleased about what has transpired here in the 6th. He'll give way to Wilton Lopez, who's been one of the best relief pitchers in the National League. 3-0 with a 1.69 earned run average. He has 16 strikeouts and 21 in the 3rd. But his last 8 appearances, he has 10 strikeouts and 8 2/3. Freddie Galvis will bat with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Oh, he has an RBI.
He's had some pretty big hits so far this season. Not hitting for a high average. I like those RBIs, however, at 4-2.
One ball, 1 strike to count. Astros bullpen has the 4th best earned run average in the National League at 2.70. They've allowed 30 earned runs, which is the 2nd lowest. Change up in for strike 2.
2 pretty good spots.
Opposite way, base hit through the hole. Polanco will score. Here comes Mayberry. The throw by Buck doesn't have a whole lot on it, but it skips right to Chris Snyder. Mayberry's out, but the Phillies take a 3-0 lead. Galvis with his second RBI of the night. He shot that one the opposite way. Juan Samuel on a slick surface took a chance. Carroll, when he got taken out of the ball game, not pleased at all. That glove, that cup, took a beating, and another cup again. It's 3-0 Phillies as we go to the top of the 7th inning. That's the last reaction from him. He's just not pleased whatsoever, but he missed the play at the plate. Well, Chris Johnson begins the top of the 7th inning with a ground out to Freddie Galvis. One pitch, one set aside here in the 7th. We have a moment, Will, so we might as well go right to the summary for tonight's ball game.
Yeah, why not? It's been Joe Bland's show tonight. He is really pitching well again, using all his pitches. Good changeup to the left-handed hitters. Outstanding breaking ball cutter. Had his fastball in good spots. Carlos Lee, 3 for 3, 3 singles. So, you know, anytime you do that with him, you have a chance. And Lucas Harrell out of the game in the 6th inning, and boy, it was incoming in that dugout. Yeah. Look out, man.
Travis Buck swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. You know, his quotes after his last game is that he was just 1 or 2 pitches away from really turning the corner. Probably the same tonight. I mean, he's allowed 3 runs, 2 of which are earned.
Well, you can see he throws a lot of quality pitches, but then he throws high sinkers and he gets hurt on them. Mentioned that in the 1st inning, that, you know, those sinkers were up and they hit him hard. Then he started to get the ball down, but you could see his balls really, he throws hard, and a hard high sinker, whew, hitters love it.
No balls, 2 strikes the count to Buck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice.
You can tell he has good stuff. Ask some of those hitters down there how their feet feel.
Down the left field line, out of play. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blanton's at 97 pitches now with that last one. Charlie Manuel was asked today about the starters getting into the 7th inning and beyond. As we look at our Toyota Major League scoreboard, Jay Bruce has scored a run to tie it with the Braves. Fly ball to shallow left. Rollins will give way to Pierre. And there are 2 outs. Charlie said, yeah, I'd love for the starters to go 7 innings and beyond every single time. But let's face it, we're going to have to rely on the bullpen at times if the starter goes 6. And quite honestly, the starters have done, I think, as good a job as they could this year.
Well, you think about Joe's last outing, how close he came to getting through that 6th inning against the Mets, and it blew up in the 6th inning. That's when they had that awful rundown play. A bunch of things happened in that inning, and you know the Phillies wound up losing the game in that 7th inning against New York the other night.
Here's Chris Snyder, and he'll take low, 1-0.
But you know, Joe Blanton, you knew he was going to pitch another inning. Third base coach knows that in that situation, whether you're going to pinch hit or not, he always wants to know. And in that case, he knew Blanton was going to hit. Did Juan Sumwell, so he sent Mayberry. Throwing a wet ball out there, you take a chance. They made a perfect play and got him. But now, if you're going to pinch hit, you might hold him at third base.
Yeah.
But the third base coach will always look into the dugout and want to know, hey, you're going to hit for this guy? Because it impacts my decisions down there.
Speaking of starters, tomorrow Cliff Lee will start for the Phils. 2-2 to Snyder. He should be between 85 and 100 pitches. Charlie laughed the last time he was out there. He pitched so well, but he had to take him out. He said, I thought about keeping him in, but I knew that the right thing to do was to take him out.
Yeah, that game blew up after he came out.
2-2 the count to Snyder. And a breaking ball called strike 3. Blanton with his 7th strikeout. He has been absolutely dealing tonight. 7 scoreless innings for Joe Blanton. 7 strikeouts for Joe Blanton. Here's number 7. It just froze Snyder. 3-0 Phils as we stretch. All right, Wills, here you go. Can you name the only Astro player to make the 2011 All-Star game?
Well, since I'm pretty aware of the way you roll.
Yeah.
You threw out Brett Myers, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with a guy who was with the Astros, but then was traded to the Phillies.
To the Braves? Oh, to the Phillies?
And that would be Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence is correct.
Thank you.
I was going to throw Michael Bourne out there before, but then I thought I'd lead you astray.
Well,
which for me is right down the right path.
I was going to say, but like I say, I have a pretty good idea where you roll sometimes.
Log back out to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Fernando Abad is the new pitcher for the Astros. 9th ball game No wins, no losses, a 7.20 earned run average.
Joe Blanton's not going to go 7. He's going to pitch into the 8th.
He'll lead it off. Takes outside.
The way Freddie Galvis is driving in runs.
15 runs batted in now with his 2 tonight.
Almost all of it from the 8 hole too. You know, he's had a couple games, I guess, in the 7th spot. Not many. He had one yesterday, but for the most, the 8 hole, that's pretty good. More than pretty good. It's real good.
The other thing too is that he pulled the one, and then, like we said with Ruiz, not trying to do too much, just going the other way with the other.
He really improved. He studies a game. He wants to be good.
Blanton serves it toward right field, caught by Carlos Lee. Once that left the bat, I didn't think there was a chance he was going to get to it.
Yeah, the Caballo was in great stride. He was in thoroughbred stride after that one.
These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were interested in the prize pack, courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
Good night for those hats.
Very good night for the Liberty Bell caps that we've been talking about that were given out to all fans tonight.
Perfect night for that giveaway.
Rollins takes outside, 1-0. Jimmy's 0 for 2. Intentionally walked his last time. A little out in front of that one. That became a jump ball down in the stands.
That one hit some concrete. What's this thing?
Hugs for everybody, Rose.
I don't think that was going to stay in play, but Johnson was going to make sure. Then his teammate took good care of him there. Don't fall in the dugout. If that's a visiting player coming over, you're on your own.
To the count to Rollins. That breaking ball dropped in for strike 2.
Boy, sloppy it is tonight. That's really even more of an indication what a great job Joe Blanton's done.
He hasn't even really blinked about the weather.
Nope. No, he's just gone out there and pumped strikes all night with all his pitches.
2 outs. Juan Pierre is due up. A reminder that you can visit the ballpark up close and personal with your group of 25 or more with a ballpark tour. Tours includes visits to the dugout, Diamond and Hall of Fame clubs, and much more. They're available year-round. For information or to schedule your group tour, see ballpark tours at Phillies.com. Juan Pierre is 0 for 3. He's flied out twice, grounded into a fielder's choice. It's 0-2. Juan's average at 340. Coming into this ball game, he was at 351. And he just hit that one off his foot. There's Ed and Alex. They run the press box up here at Citizens Bank Park. Ed is on your left. Alex is on your right. Hank Nichols is next to Alex. Everybody in Philadelphia knows him. But Ed, if you take one of those tours, Ed might be your tour guide.
That's true.
Popped him up behind the plate. Snyder off with the mask, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Phillies here in the 7th. So Joe Blanton will go back to work rather quickly. As we go to the 8th, Joe's getting ready to go with a 3-0 lead. By the Quality Plus Ford stores. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. And by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Ty Wigginton will come on to play first base for the Phillies. And moving from first base to left field is John Mayberry. Charlie does this often during the course of a game, bringing a little extra defense in. And as we begin the 8th, the bullpen will start to warm. Antonio Bastardo, the left-hander, and Chad Qualls, the right-hander. Joe Blanton will begin the inning with 102 pitches. And he'll face the bottom of the order. It's Marwin Gonzalez who will pinch hit for Houston. And he takes a fastball a little high.
They have 2 Rule 5s on their team right now. It's amazing to have 2 in 1 year. You know, it's a long way to go whether or not they'll have them the whole year. But this guy's one of them, and Cruz, the right-hander's another.
At the knees, a strike. It's 1-1. The Astros will have to keep them on the roster the entire year. If not, they'll have to be offered back to the team who they were selected from. Reiner Cruz was selected for the Mets in the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah, this guy's from the Cubs.
And he hits it in the air to deep right field. On the way back is Pence, and that one is gone. A solo home run. It's his first. And it's now a 3-1 ball game.
Well, that'll help him stick around.
Yes, so. Earlier on this homestand, we saw the first career home run for Valdespin. And now the first career home run for Gonzalez. And that fan made the catch. Now I don't know what he'll do with it. It looks like he's going to hang on to it. As that next pitch to Altuve has lined it to left, a base hit.
Well, starting the 8th inning with Joe is not going real well right now. He really dominated these guys through 7. Got a couple pitches in the middle of the plate. Charlie's going to go to the bullpen. He made sure he had him up just in case.
So 4 pitches into the 8th inning. Joe Blanton's night looks like it's complete. 7+ innings. And with that single by Altuve, it's 6 hits. They're going to go with Bastardo, the left-hander. Well, Joe did a heck of a job. He'll give the baseball to Charlie. His night is done. Pretty impressive standing ovation going on here at the ballpark. And rightfully so for Joe Blanton. A tip of the cap to Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire. Joe heads off. We've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. Antonio Bastardo's coming in. Antonio Bastardo. This was a really impressive outing by Joe. He just gave up a run on a home run here in the 8th and a single, and Charlie took him out.
Well, he dominated their lineup tonight. You saw a backdoor or a breaking ball, and then a fastball that he runs back over the outside corner. He had a really good changeup tonight. There's one right there that he gets a strikeout on Schaefer. Then threw a fastball by a hitter. He commanded all his stuff very, very well tonight, and then all of a sudden here in the 8th inning, 2 pitches and he's gone.
Well, he's the pitcher of record on the winning side right now. 106 pitches for Joe. And Antonio Bastardo, who has been better of late. 1-1, a 1.74 ERA. Justin Maxwell will pinch hit now for Jordan Schaefer. It's the gentleman who had the home run ball, and he didn't toss it back. A lot of times that happens with the Phillies fans. He decided to keep it. So now they're going to try to see if they can get the ball back from him, maybe trade him something for that ball.
Yeah, they'll negotiate.
Maxwell, who was picked up off waivers from the Yankees, a very talented outfielder. Phillies originally saw with the Washington Nationals. Swing and a miss at the first pitch from Bastardo.
Yeah, he went to the Yankees during spring training, I think, and they gave him a shot, or during the offseason, they gave him a shot. We saw him play against the Phillies in spring training, and now he winds up here. He has a lot of ability. It looks like, but he just hasn't been able to put much together yet.
0-1 the count to Maxwell with a runner at first. Little high. One part of Bastardo's game that Charlie Manuel talked about today that he'd like to see be even better is the location of his fastballs. He thinks he's getting better and better this year, stronger, but he still would like to see the fastballs down a little bit more in the zone.
Yeah, you're going to get hurt up in the strike zone in the major leagues.
That was a slider, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, and that pitch too, you don't want up there either.
Runner goes. Pitch is taken low. The throw by Ruiz, no chance. So a stolen base for Altuve. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Maxwell. Phillies have another left-hander in the pen. It's Jake Diekman if they need to go to another lefty. And Raul Valdez. Yeah, both those guys were brought up this weekend, haven't been used just yet from the minor leagues.
Right, Diekman's still waiting to make his major league debut, and Valdez has been with other major league teams.
2-2 the count. Got him. Threw a slider. Maxwell was overmatched. 1 out here in the 8th.
Yeah, that one was down. That one was in a real good spot. Tom was talking about getting the ball down. When he threw a hanger early in the count, that one he buries down and he chases it. And that's where you want it.
So now Lowry, who is not average-wise as good a hitter right-handed as he is left-handed, 238 right-handed. Compared to 294 left-handed. He's got a runner at second with 1 out here in the 8th.
You need to pay attention to him. Altuve has already shown that he will run, and he's fast. By the way, Freddie Patak, who we talked about earlier, what did Carl come up with? 41 homers.
And he's 5 foot. He was 5 foot.
He was 5'5".
And he is still 5'5".
Well, yeah. Usually don't grow as you get older. Usually shrink.
Maybe he's not 5'5".
Yeah, it could be that 5'4".
1 ball, 1 strike, a foul ball on the slider.
And those Boston Red Sox are 12-6 in this ballpark. It's time to turn that around this weekend.
They're not the same Red Sox, though.
No. New manager. In case you haven't heard.
have been spots tonight where that was a strike. That may have been, according to Jerry Lane, a little low. He's set up on the inside part of the plate. So now 2-1 to Lowry. Quick turnaround. The Phillies and the Astros will play again tomorrow afternoon, a Citizens Bank Business Person special. Cliff Lee is on the mound for the Phillies. We do not know who will start for the Astros just yet. They'll decide after the game. It's a 1:05 first pitch, a Citizens Bank Business Person special. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 now.
Well, this is last hitter, you would think, with Lee on deck. Qualls is ready. Lee's a guy you really worry about on this team.
Jeff Qualls warming in the pen.
Astros
about ready.
Yeah, and Astros a team he pitched for.
Three balls, 2 strikes, the count. Got him. A high slider. Bastardo thought it was the final out, but it's out number 2.
It is for him.
I think Carlos took a step also.
Well, that's his last hitter. He was right, but he's leaving a little early.
So Charlie Manuel's coming out. He was going to try to run the baseball to Charlie. That'll be it for Bastardo. Rollins is joking with him. Bastardo's laughing.
Yeah.
He saw Carlos go. Watch Carlos as this pitch comes in. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, boy, that was a hanger.
And Carlos, whoop.
Carlos thought it was a third out, too.
Well, Antonio Bastardo's night is complete. Chad Qualls will come in to face El Caballo when we come back. On strikes, so he did his job, and now he'll hand the baseball over to Chad Qualls to face Carlos Lee. Qualls 1-1, a 2.92 earned run average, 9 strikeouts in 12 1/3. Have a runner at second base and a 3-1 lead. As Wheels mentioned, Qualls played for the Astros at one point, one of the handful of teams he's played with during the course of his career. By the way, a reminder, Wheels just mentioned that the Red Sox are coming to town this weekend, and there are seats still available for Friday and Sunday's ball games. Sunday is the W.B. Mason collectible truck, free to fans 14 and under. It's normally odd to see tickets available for this series, but some have become available. So go to Phillies.com and make your purchase today.
Well, Qualls knows Lee. Lee knows Qualls. This guy's a notorious first ball, fastball hitter. See what happens.
Starts him off with sinker way inside. It's 1-0. Pauls began his major league career and his professional career with the Houston Astros. Pitched to the big leagues beginning in 2004 through the 2007 season. Throws a slider for a strike. It's 1-1.
El Caballo is 1 for 9 lifetime off him.
What about inter squad games?
Guy's a really good hitter. Two sinkers in, a slider away. He'll try and guess with it too.
To right field. Pence got turned around a little bit, reaches up and makes the catch. That was a scorcher. Hunter Pence was able to get to it, and that retired the side. 1 run on a home run. A runner left in scoring position. Shane Victorino will lead it off when we get back to the bottom of the 8th. He'll be out in center field for the Astros. He pinch hit for Jordan Schaefer. The new pitcher is right-hander David Carpenter, who will take over as we go to the bottom of the 8th. No wins, 2 losses, a 3.07 earned run average for Carpenter. He'll take over for Abad, who pitched a scoreless 7. Wilton Lopez, the other relief pitcher, allowed a single and an RBI, but got out of it with a play at the plate. So this is the 4th pitcher used tonight by Brad Mills. And he'll face Shane Victorino, Hunter Pence, Carlos Ruiz with the Phils up 3-1. Jonathan Papelbon is warming in the bullpen for the Phillies to pitch the 9th inning. There's Pat. In his own words, he said he was ready to go tonight, even though he slipped yesterday on the mound and looked like he had tweaked something in his back. Charlie Manuel said he was fine before the ball game. Victorino tripled and scored in the 6th.
That was a little scary. It was a little scary when he made that little movement after he came out. Oh no, with all these, what do you call them, quads injuries nowadays. Oh no, don't grab your side.
One ball, no strikes, the count to Victorino. 2-0.
They've done a great job. The ground crew, the umpires, the players that play through this. Chad Qualls got the final out of the inning. Play through this steady rain that's been coming down. Fans hanging around too. Just not a nice night.
But not cold.
Not cold.
Just outside, 3-1 to Victorino. Around the National League East, Washington has retaken the lead over the Padres at 6-5 in the sixth. They lost another catcher tonight.
They did?
Sandy Leon, who they brought up to replace Wilson Ramos, left with an ankle injury.
Yeah, that's who they. Yeah, you said they just brought him up.
Made his major league debut this evening.
Let's see.
Atlanta and Cincinnati are tied at 1. That game's in the 7th. Braves are in first place in the East.
Phillies have gotten themselves into a spot here early in the season where all they can do is worry about themselves as Victorino strikes out on a foul tip. Just worry about themselves, try and win some games, put a little streak together. You know, they got everybody in front of them right now. So,
but not far in front of them.
Right. And you know, you play each other a lot. It's one way to go, but what their mindset has to be is just win.
But particularly here at the ballpark.
Right.
That's the oddity. Well, there's a lot of oddities for the year, but one of the big ones is that they're 7-9 here at Citizens Bank Park. Pence tried to hold up on the breaking ball, and he did, according to Bob Davidson. There's a strike, 1-1.
This guy's got a pretty good arm. Mid-90s fastball. They're saying he's thrown a couple good sliders to Pence.
So now Hunter is running full 3-2. Lays off, and it's a called strike 3.
Nasty break.
Yeah, a little delayed call from Jerry Lane, which is why Hunter was heading up the first base line.
I think it was a strike too. It was really a late breaking slider and nasty. It's a strike. What are you going to do on that on 3-2 except freeze and hope it's ball 4 and take off?
So now Carlos Ruiz, who has an RBI single tonight. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, 0-1. This guy's really just throwing one slider after another.
Yeah, he's got a plus fastball too. See why their bullpen's pretty good. They bring out some guys that can make you swing and miss.
Carlos hits it hard off the glove of Johnson. Everything he's hitting these first 2 months of the year has been hard. And there's nothing that's a flare or a bloop, anything. And everything is hit right on the nose.
And all over the place, too. This is a fastball, a little bit middle in and up. Boy, he got on top of that one. Feel sorry for Johnson on this on a wet field.
Well, now Placido Polanco. Take a look at Carlos's night. Polanco still looking for hit number 2,000, but he has scored 2 runs tonight. He's been on base all 3 times.
This guy David Carpenter was an all Big East catcher at West Virginia. Turned into a pitcher in the Cardinals organization. Got a catcher's arm.
It's like Jason Mott. They must have had an eye for it.
Yeah. And then they got him from the Cardinals for Pedro Feliz.
In the air to left field. Going back on it is Buck. It's over his head and out of the yard. A 2-run home run for Polanco. Career hit number 2,000. And he does it in a very big way. It's his first home run of the year. How about that? That's a beauty.
He knew it too. Watch it a little bit.
Derek Jeter hit his 3,000th hit. Hit a home run with his 3,000th hit. And Placido Polanco, the 17th active player to reach 2,000 hits. And the 268th overall. And he gives the Phillies a 5-1 lead.
And talk to that fan out there that they'd really like to get that ball for Pollard.
Most folks that dream of getting to the major leagues, they don't reach that goal. Most that dream of reaching milestones like this, you couldn't ask for a better way to reach that milestone.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. You said what Jeter did. I mean, that was incredible. 2,000, pretty neat. A big smile. Boy, he hit a couple balls really hard in that Padres series and didn't get it.
And Michelle Jones of Pine Hill, New Jersey, you've won $100 courtesy of Polanco in the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Just like that, that's taken it out of a save situation. Papelbon is in a full lather out there, so you would think he'll come into the game. You know, he's been throwing, stop, throw, stop. When they get heated up like that, they're usually going to use him.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Mayberry.
The last thing you think Polanco would get is big hit like that would be a home run.
Mayberry hits it hard again. It's his 2nd hit of the night.
Well, this guy did okay. The first 2 hitters really threw some good pitches, and now all of a sudden he's in the middle of the plate and they're making him pay for it.
So 5-1 Phillies. I'll tell you, the ball just isn't carrying that well tonight. So Polanco, it seemed like he knew it off the bat.
He thought it was.
But Buck thought there was a chance he could play it off the wall.
Oh, it just, it just got over. It made it. But when he hit that thing, you could tell that he thought, oh, that baby's out.
Well, he knew it was the hit no matter what it was.
Yeah.
It was going to be off the wall or just over the wall. Mike Fontenot's on deck to pinch hit if we get there. Freddie Galvis, who has 2 runs batted in, is up again.
Yeah, Mike Fontenot, another guy who's joined the club who hasn't made an appearance. Freddie Galvis, big hits here tonight.
Jake Diekman is starting to throw in the pen for the Phillies.
Well, Charlie's talked a lot of times about, in his opinion, a 4-run lead in this park is a save situation. Certainly isn't in the scoring rules, but the way he can score here, he looks at it that way. So he still could use Papelbon at this point.
Broke his bat down the right field line. Hooking foul. Josh Hamilton just recently, I think it was today, broke his bat. Maybe it was yesterday. The one that he hit the home runs against the Orioles with, he was still using it with all those home runs. Yeah, with all the home runs that he hit during the week, he didn't have a crack, and it finally cracked. I think it was yesterday.
Finally broke it.
Yeah. Juan Pierre has 2,000 hits for his career. He didn't hit a home run for his, though. Think about it. Jeter, 3,000 home run. Wade Boggs, a home run for his 3,000. Polanco, a home run for his 2,000. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. By the way, congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers. Whoa. They hung on, and they defeated the Celtics 82-81.
Lose by 1, win by 1. What a series.
Some defense being played in that series. Clap your hands, Wheels.
Saw a lot of Sixers Celtics playoff games many years ago. They were really something to watch. You get a chance, been lucky enough to watch Wilton Russell play in person a bunch of times. That was pretty special. What a battle these two used to go at it, the way they'd go at each other.
Off the end of the bat, a flare to left center field. Galvis with his 3rd hit of the night.
It's raining hits.
Hallelujah. Well, Mike Fontenot will get a chance to bat here. From the Phils-Astros series to the Sixers' renewed rivalry with the Celts in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Michael Barkett, Phillies top sports writers, have plenty to talk about. Watch the best talk of Philly sports on Daily News Live tomorrow at 5, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Brad Mills on the phone as Doug Brocail goes out to the mounds. And Mike Fontenot will make his Phillies debut. By the way, with that hit, Freddie Galvis is now up to 231.
Freddie Galvis could ever get to the point in his career, you know, he's just starting out. If he ever hit 250 or 260, what a valuable player he'd be with his defense. And he's strong enough, you know, he's going to pop a few balls. Extra base hits, some homers. He is a work in progress, and there's progress being made.
So here's Fontenot, who hit 300 down in Lehigh Valley. Released by the San Francisco Giants during spring training, at the end of spring training. It's one in the air to left center field. Going back on it is Maxwell. He has room. And the inning is over. But the Phillies do a little extra damage, some insurance runs, and a little history. Number 2,000 off the bat of Placido Polanco. He accomplished 2 goals. He got number 2,000 out of the way. He gave the Phils a 4-run lead. It's 5-1 as we go to the 9th inning. Will still come into the ballgame for the Phils off a save yesterday, Wills.
Yeah, and he did a great job here yesterday. And you see what happened to him right there. It looked like he had hurt himself, but he didn't. Got a strikeout on a fastball, got a strikeout on a changeup, which is that splitter, and that pitch right there, you thought, oh boy, the ball was carrying really well, but right at the base of the wall, Papelbon takes a long look and picked up that save. So he comes right back at him here tonight, even though this is now a non-save situation. He had been throwing for a long time out there. He was ready to go, so they're going to use him, and he certainly hasn't been overworked lately.
So in for his 15th game, no wins, a loss, a 2.57 earned run average. He's taking a look at the diamond dry on the mound. So he'll face Bogusevic, Chris Johnson, and Travis Buck.
Now, when a manager does this, John Mabry, of course, now is out in left field, and Wigginton is over at first. They did that last inning, right?
Yeah.
So, but when a manager brings a pitcher in like this, like Papelbon, in a non-save situation, what he hopes more than anything is he has a quick inning. You don't want him to go out there and labor and all of a sudden get stuck out there in a 20-25 pitch inning in a non-save.
Well, that first pitch looked pretty good.
Sure did. And they'll keep somebody up in the bullpen just in case he were to get into a bizarre inning here.
Raul Valdez now is throwing in the pen.
Many times they just don't have the same rush when they come in to a game like this, because they're used to coming in with a high adrenaline.
See, Bogusevic has struck out twice tonight. He's also flied to left.
Joe pitched him really well tonight. Joe Bland, really good changeups, fastballs. Whoa. Raining. 4-run game. You think you open it up a little bit.
I don't even know if you have to open it up. So now it's 2-1 to Bogusevic. He may have swung at ball 3, but we'll take it. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, he threw him a changeup. A splitter. That's his changeup. And you can usually tell that pitch when you're watching the center field camera because it dives down and away to a left-handed batter.
And a ball.
You gotta be kidding me.
3-2 the count. This was a little low, and now Jerry Lane's saying something to Papelbon.
Well, really? Telling you that's enough, he said. That's not a strike. It's right over the plate, and it's knee high. Man. Wow.
Well, Jonathan said his piece. Jerry Lane said his piece, and now back to work. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Got him. Threw him a splitter. Strikeout number 1 for Papelbon.
What a nasty, filthy pitch that was. 3-2 split.
Get all the highlights and a complete recap of this matchup immediately after the game. Stay tuned for the expert analysis of Ricky Vitalico and exclusive player reactions on Phillies Postgame Live. It's presented by Pure Auto Insurance right here after the game. So Chris Johnson is the hitter. Swing and a miss of a slider. Joe Blanton started tonight. He went 7+. He was magnificent again. Antonio Bastardo struck out 2 in relief of him in the 8th inning. And then Chad Qualls got the final out of the 8th. And now it's Papelbon who has 1 away here in the 9th. And it's 0-1 to Chris Johnson. He has struck out twice. And he's grounded out. Ground ball to third. Just didn't take the hop that Polanco expected. So a base runner with 1 out.
Never touch it. That'd probably be a hit.
They do score a base hit. Mentioned that Jonathan Papelbon has 6 1-2-3 innings in save situations. Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long.
He's playing that off to the side a little bit was Polanco. As you said, Tom, the ball was hit really hard, and he read that was going to hop, and it's just stayed right to the ground.
Travis Buck tonight is 0 for 3. For not holding the runner out at first. Change up for a strike. It's 0-1.
Really good splitter here tonight.
Phillies trying to win their second consecutive game. They haven't had a 3-game winning streak this year.
That's amazing.
0-1 pitch. That's a strike.
With this pitching staff, these starters, to not have a 3-game, you know you're not hitting. Or some weird stuff's going on.
Well, yes to both. Both Halladay and Hamels have done a nice job this year. Hamels has been outstanding. Doc just hasn't gotten run support. No balls and 2 strikes. He got him. Buck went, according to Dan Bellino. A little extra effort in that by Bellino. 2 outs.
They did that intentionally, too. They threw a high fastball. You could see put his glove up in the air. The Astros are upset now. They didn't think he swung at that. It looked like he went, though. Let's see if you can see from the side. That's a swing.
Yep.
Good call. That's the lawyer, right?
He is a lawyer. Past the bar in Indiana.
Yeah. He just slammed the gavel.
Chris Snyder's 1 for 3. Runner goes from first. No big deal. With defensive indifference. And it's 0-1 to Snyder. So now no balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs here at the top of the 9th inning. Phil's trying to win their 2nd straight ball game. Their lead is at 4. Runner leads off second.
Amazing how many people are still here.
That is.
Bad as this night is going. Just a tribute to the way these fans hang in here.
Now the 0-2 pitch. Got it. Fastball at 94. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Papelbon. He helped secure the win for the Phillies as he leaves one in scoring position. A heck of a night for Freddie Galvis. He was a hitting machine. And Placido Polanco, a little history this evening for Polly. His 2000th hit was a 2-run home run. His first homer since September of last year. And he helps the Phils to a 5-1 victory. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in the 9th inning. Joe Blanton, deservedly so, gets his 4th win of the year. And Placido Polanco is our Chevrolet player of the game. And don't forget, too, he reached on fielder's choices twice and wound up scoring 3 runs in tonight's game. Plus, he made a heck of a play defensively to start the ball game. Who knows? Every time you think about that first hitter, if he happens to get on, what that might mean.
Well, normally you lead off the game with a double like that, you're behind because they're going to probably push him across, going to play everybody back, get him over, get him in, and you're behind 1-0. So, you know, he makes that great play right out of the chute. and they don't get anything in the first inning. And Joe Blant was so good tonight.
So 5-1 the final score. The Phillies have defeated the Astros. The Phils now pull to within 2 games of 500. Their mark in the standings, well, it's still in flux because the Nationals and the Braves are still playing their ball games. Let's check in with Greg Murphy, who's with Placido Polanco.
Yeah, tonight he becomes the 17th active player to reach that 2,000 hit mark. And, Paulie, I know it's been a couple days coming, but you did it with flair tonight, a 2-run home run in a big spot in this ball game. How good did it feel to get it?
Well, it feels great. Every time you accomplish something like that, it's a very special moment, and you feel very good about it and humble at the same time.
As I mentioned, it was a big spot in the game, giving the bullpen a little bit of a cushion, and you also get a chance to do it in front of these fans who stayed out here through the rain, and a nice curtain call for you. That had to feel good.
It's funny because, my family was here the other day, and I wanted to do it in front of them. I couldn't. I hit a couple of balls good, but right at people. Then I wanted to do it yesterday, Mother's Day. I couldn't. I hit a ball good, so today happened at least at home, And, no, it's special, whatever you do, it is special.
Well, you also, as important, you guys get the win here tonight and a second win in a row. And for this team, a winning series right now, that's the goal as you move forward and try to climb up those standings. How important was the win here tonight?
It is very important. It's something that really concerns me, the way we have been playing. But it seems like we turned the page because we've been playing very good, running the bases better, playing good defense. And you can see it in everybody, it's like we really want it.
Well, you get the win here tonight, and you make some history as well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Placido Polanco, guys, back upstairs.
2,000 career hits, the 268th player in Major League Baseball history to accomplish that feat. Congratulations to Polly. The Phillies win at 5-1. We'll be back right after this.